Hey, welcome back to Homeschooling with Zena Jong. My name is Randy, and today we are doing lesson 4, Persia Rising, Darius on the Move. Now, those of you who don't know what Persia is, Persia used to be, Iran used to be Persia. So, yeah. All right, so let's begin. I can't wait to get to India. We got a lot more to go till we get to India. So let's click on it. Continue as a learning coach. I hope you guys are looking at my other videos. Actually, that have to do with China and Shanghai. So I hope you are enjoying those videos as well. So, Persia Rising, Darius on the Move. So we're going to try to make this bigger. Okay. You already know where Greece is on the map, right? But we want you to point to... Well, we don't have the map of Greece now. Oh, okay. Okay, Zena, can you... This is Greece, right? Over here. Can you see where Sparta is?
I can't see.
Can you point to Sparta? Okay. Can you put the mouse where Sparta is? Point the mouse arrow. Okay, very good. So this is Sparta, and this is, I'm guessing, is Persia, and this is another sea, the Arabian Sea, and this is India. Many seas, the Caspian Sea, the Black Sea. Yeah. The Arabian Sea.
So many lands.
Yes, a lot of land. So what were the Spartans known for?
They're very tough, very strong,
Mm-hmm.
and they war many times.
Yeah, and they go to war a lot, right?
Mm-hmm.
And they were very brave.
Yes, they're not scared. They're all brave. They is brave enough to fight the gods and monsters.
Okay. Take the mouse and point to Athens.
Athens.
Okay, very good. All right, so... Oops. The Athenians did not have a king. In Athens, the people ruled. What do we call that kind of government? Do you remember?
Vote.
Well, that's not what the government is called.
Oh, you mean the...
I guess that's a hard word for democracy. Don't forget that word, okay? Democracy. All right? All right. Why don't you try to read?
East of Greece, across the
Aegean Sea.
Aegean Sea, lay an empire called the
Persian Empire.
This empire was huge, and its warriors were
Fierce.
And
The Persians
had
conquered
Mesopotamia. They had
conquered
the kingdom of Egypt. They had conquered parts of India. This was one
mighty
empire.
The ruler of the Persian Empire was so powerful, people called him the King of Kings. His name was Darius. Okay, so do you know what conquer means? It means to defeat, to take over, to win in battle. Conquer. Yeah, it means to win, to take over in battle. So when you're playing Spore, you have a group of little men and they go and conquer other tribes to take their land and to win or to gain more friends or allies, right?
You can make more men after you get the empire beat up.
Okay, good. Okay, so we go on to the next page. Emperor Darius was mighty. Mighty means he was very strong, okay? And he made sure everyone knew it. He built a special city in Persia just for himself. No one was allowed to live in the city except the King of Kings. Wow, he built a city just so he can live in it. And his servants he said, so no one was allowed to live in the city except the King of Kings and his servants and helpers. No one could visit the city either. Only on New Year's Day were people allowed to enter. On this day, the emperor accepted gifts from all over the empire. Darius believed that since he was such a mighty ruler, the history of his deeds should be written down. We can imagine him sitting alone in his city on New Year's Day, counting the many presents he has received. He must have had a lot of servants, I guess, maybe hundreds or thousands of servants. Okay, can you read that?
I am King of Kings. He says, I should leave a glorious record of all I have done. So Darius sent for his
scribes. His scribe is a person who writes down what you say.
Scribes.
The men
who can read and write. I want a grand
monument
to help people remember
me, he declares.
It should be outside in a place that all can see.
Okay, so we're going to the next page.
Continue.
The scribes bow and nod, for no one dares disagree with the King of Kings. Yet it must be safe from the weather, Darius continues, and hidden from enemies who might wish to destroy it. The scribes traveled through the empire until they found the perfect place to write the record of the King of Kings. It was a smooth rock, hundreds of feet tall, and at its base was a broad pool of cool spring water. The rock was near an old caravan road and convenient to travelers who might wish to read about Darius. Better still, mountains surrounded the rock and protected it from enemy eyes. Wow, he really loved himself, huh? The scribes climbed up the face of this gigantic rock and used tools to carve Darius's history. When they were finished, they had chiseled 13 columns of words in 3 languages. Now everyone would be able to read about the King of Kings. And at the top of the rock, 300 feet above the pool, artists carved a life-sized picture of Darius. It shows him with a high brow and a long straight nose, and of course, a crown sits on his head. Because Darius left this history about himself, experts are now able to read the words and learn more about the Persian Empire. Emperor Darius was a clever ruler. When he conquered a new kingdom, who else was a clever ruler? Do you remember his name?
Clever ruler.
Yeah, he was very smart.
You mean Solomon?
Yes, very good, Solomon. So Emperor Darius was a clever ruler. When he conquered a new kingdom, he let the people keep their religion, and he made laws to protect them. In exchange, they had to give him money or crops every year. Persia was a big place, and Darius couldn't be everywhere at once, so he chose loyal men to be governors of different places throughout the empire. The governor was called a satrap, and people had to obey him no matter what. People had to obey him no matter what. Some people in the conquered kingdoms were unhappy with this situation. We don't want a satrap telling us what to do, they cried. Okay, you can read the first paragraph.
When Darius heard of the unrest among the conquered people, he was afraid they would try to get rid of him and the
satraps.
He ordered his men to build roads across the empire.
This way his army could travel quickly to put down a rebellion. He also placed spies in every city in the Persian Empire. What is a spy?
You mean the thing you throw?
A spy is a person that I can use him to go find out information about some other place or some other country.
And things?
Yeah, he's like a secret. So if you're a spy, maybe you pretend to be my friend. So you are my friend, and then you ask many questions, and then I tell you, and then you go back and then you tell the king what I told you.
Yes.
So you're a spy. Okay? And I don't know. I think you are my friend, right?
Didn't have. That's a spy. Someone who was trying to know things.
Yeah. The spies were called the eyes and ears of the emperor. If a spy overheard someone say anything bad about Darius, the fierce Persian army appeared and whisked away the person with the big mouth. But finally, Darius met his match. He should have known better than to tangle with the Greeks. A group of Greeks had left Greece and settled in the east, where Darius ruled. Now they wanted to rule themselves. It's going to be him versus the Greeks. Who do you think is going to win?
I think Persia is going to win.
Who?
Persia.
These Greeks knew about Darius's roads, sneaky spies, and fast, fierce army. But that didn't stop them. They fought the Persian satrap and soldiers, and when the people of Athens saw their fellow Greeks fighting for freedom, they sent their own soldiers to help defeat the Persians. Greek foot soldiers put on their helmets and marched east. At first, it looked as though the Greeks might win. They took over an important Persian city called Sardis and burned it. Darius was furious. How dare a puny city like Athens challenge the king of kings? Why? Athens didn't even have a king. That was a long story. Darius climbed aboard a Persian ship and sailed with his navy to Sardis. After a long, bloody battle, the Persians defeated the Athenians who had burned the city. Darius went home, still seething with anger. The King of Kings had a long memory. He vowed never to forget that the Athenians had to try to help other Greeks overthrow him. And so began the Persian Wars, the long, fierce wars between Greece and Persia. So Greece and Persia have been fighting for many years. All right? Okay. So we're going to have to... Okay, so show me the Persian Empire on the map. Where do you think the Persian Empire is? Okay, so was the Persian Empire a strong empire or a weak one?
A strong one.
Who ruled the Persian Empire? What was his name? No.
Oh, you mean Darius.
Good. We learned that some Greeks who lived in the Persian Empire decided to rebel against Emperor Darius and fight for their freedom. Who came to help the Greeks who were rebelling against Darius?
Oh. You mean Athens?
Yes, very good. The Athenians came to the aid of the Greeks. And then after that, Darius is very angry. Do you remember what city that was? They were fighting
King
in?
of Kings.
But what city was the name of the city? Maybe you forgot. I don't
Athens?
know. Athens was the... Athenians were the people coming to fight, right? Sardis.
Persia.
Sardis. Right? Persia is the country. Is the area. Sardis is a small part of Persia, right? All right, so... Okay, so as usual, they have some... Ask your students to tell you in 2 to 4 sentences what the lesson was about. I might do that this lesson because Zena has some... Maybe he's not too familiar with Persia, so... Remind your students that Emperor Darius, who was called the King of Kings because he was so powerful, ruled the Persian Empire. He believed he was so important that he had scribes carve his history onto the face of a gigantic rock. Give your student the Behistun rock activity sheet. Read the directions and help him complete the activity. Place the finished activity sheet in his history record book. Okay, in his or hers history record book. Okay, so we might do this. And what would you want to say about Emperor Darius? On the lines below, write a sentence or two about this mighty emperor of Persia. Imagine that your words will be engraved on the Behistun rock. So in 2 sentences, you might write tell me something about the King of Kings, right? Okay.
It have a lot of land.
No, but you want to say something about him, not about Persia, but about him.
Oh, you mean the King of Kings?
Mm-hmm. So this is another optional one if you want to do that. Okay, so we have questions here before the end of our class, and let's answer the question. Okay, Zena, close your eyes. Where is the Persian Empire located? So take your mouse and show me. Well, show me where the Persian Empire is. Okay. Okay, very good. Yes. Okay, the Persian Empire is, yes, in this whole area. Media. Didn't know about that place. Okay, good. Who ruled the Persian Empire?
Darius.
Good. Who came to help the Greeks who were rebelling against Darius?
Athenians.
Good, very good. Soldiers from Athens, so you're going to say the Athenians. Very good, and I submit, and that would be 100%, I would guess. And I think that would be the end of this lesson. Okay. And I hope that you guys can subscribe to the channel. Maybe you can learn something. Here goes some beyond the lesson. You can read. Look, they had a queen of Persia, just like they had a queen of Egypt. Right? Maybe we can learn about her. So I hope you enjoyed this lesson, and stay tuned for another lesson in the coming days, maybe tomorrow. Okay, so goodbye. Say goodbye, Zena.
Goodbye.